Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to introduce two new top-of-the-range models to our 6R lineup. These are the 6230R and the 6250R. The latter behind me has a rated engine horsepower of 250 horsepower, but with intelligent power management, we then rise up to 300 horsepower. So looking at the tractor from this side-on view, you might notice that it's slightly longer than the 6215R that you've known for a number of years. That's because it is slightly longer. It is in fact 100mm longer in its wheelbase. The longer wheelbase, together with 2.5 metre high tyres, means that we can efficiently get that 300 horsepower to the ground. Now that we know the tractor behind us delivers up to 300 horsepower, how much would you say it weighs? Well, in fact, it's only 9.3 tonnes. So how do we get to this weight of 9.3 tonnes might be a question you're asking. Well, we've used brand new materials when we're making components. These are high strength steel and also ductile cast iron. That means we can get the strongest components possible, but at the same time the lightest. This now gives us an industry-leading figure when it comes to power density. We now lead this market with a power density figure of 31 kilograms per horsepower. So when we think about it, we're now the leader when it comes to versatility and road performance. Now that we know the weight and the size of the 6250R, let's have a bit of a closer look at some of the key components. The first one being the engine. So as we look towards the engine, we have our John Deere 6.8 litre PSS engine. So running the dual turbo system that you'll be familiar with on other 6R models. So while this engine is familiar to you, it does have some key changes to it. So the first one being is we have a strengthened crankshaft and strengthened pistons together with a brand new cooling package. So we'll be able to cope with the extra power that this tractor can deliver. As you can see behind me here, we have a new air intake for the cooling system that we just spoke about. So this new air intake enables us to have a larger cooling system. On the 6230R and the 6250R, both the engine and the transmission work perfectly together. That means that when we're at our top speed of either 40k or 50k, we can do this at the lowest possible engine RPM. So when we're at 40k, this can be done at 1300 RPM, and at 50k, it can be done at 1630 RPM. So the result for the customer really is reduced fuel costs with that lower engine speed. Looking at other new components of these new 6R models, we have a brand new TLS system, which you can see beside me. So we have these diagonal hydraulic cylinders, which enable us to carry more load and higher comfort on the road. Additionally to that, we can achieve 10% more drawbar pull in the field. By the way, this new TLS system, along with front wheel brakes and AutoTrack, they're base equipment on these two new models. With more power, that probably means your customers are going to want to lift and power larger implements. So to cope with that, we've got a brand new front hitch. So we've increased the lift capacity of the front hitch to 5 tonne, and we also have more power on the front PTO. So that means, say for a large mower combination, we'll have plenty of power to get the job done. And to make things better, the front hitch is in base equipment on both the 6230R and the 6250R. As we move to the back of the tractor here, it might look quite familiar to what we know already with the 6215R. That's because we still have our easily accessible SCVs, all with the pressure relief valves at the side of each valve. Well, we've done our research here and really looked into the demands of implements and the hydraulic demand that they have on tractors such as this one. So if we look at one of the most demanding ones, which would be a slurry tanker, it very rarely needs more than 140 litres per minute. So we have fitted a pump size of 160 litres per minute. So even the most demanding jobs can be served by our new hydraulic pump. But the most important part of this section really is the engine speed that we can do it at. So we can deliver this 160 litres per minute all at 1500 RPM. So the engine revs are relatively low and we're saving fuel at the same time. Finally, something which I think you'll really like is we've increased the lift capacity at the rear end of the machine as well. Earlier on we mentioned the increased lift capacity on the front. Well, it's gone up on the back as well. So we can now get a maximum lift capacity of 10.5 tonnes, which means we can now lift the largest ploughs out there. The 6R cab is already known for its high level of comfort and excellent ergonomics. One of the main features we have is our pneumatic cab suspension. It can easily be adjusted on the command center display and gives us a really smooth ride. The cab itself is a big one. At 3.33 meters squared, we really can stretch out. We also have a low noise level at 71 decibels, so it really is the perfect place for those long working days. Right beside me, we have our command center display. It's comprehensive, but also really easy to use, similar to an iPad or iPhone. The new 6230R and 6250R uses the same great cab. Coupled with a brand new seat, which is the ultimate seat, which we're sitting in now. It has its own inbuilt suspension system together with an active cooling system. So it really is keeping you comfortable during the winter and the summer. Okay, so you've seen the new features on the 6230R and 6250R, but we've just got one more feature that we'd like to share with you. That's our new Command Pro joystick, together with a new drive strategy. We'll look at this in a later video.